Hello and welcome to the class. I'm calling this class Space Travel, and before you try and get in touch with Tim P, we're not going up there. It's space between the joints, and mainly the joints that are nearer the torso, so that's the neck, the shoulders and the hips, the thighs really. So if you'd like to lie down on your mat comfortably, and then we can think about those joints, because joints don't stretch. All we can do is make space between them, and a lot of it's done with the breath really. So we're also going to focus on a good deep out breath, and then letting go and making space that way. So I hope you're comfortably lying down and closing your eyes and taking your senses inwards. And releasing the tension where it counts in those joints. So, breathing a deep breath in, and then on the exhalation, a soothing breath out into those spaces. So starting off with the neck joint, and just see how that feels. The joint is between the bottom of the neck and the top of the shoulders. So on a nice deep exhalation, can you let go there? And imagine that breath as a soothing breath into those joints there. So a couple of breaths like that. Such a common place to hold tension. And then in the lower body, around the thighs, pelvis, where those joints meet. And can you make that soothing exhalation? And just imagine making space there. And it's more about creating the feeling of the space. Letting go into it. We tend to do a lot of holding on in our bodies that we don't really need to. Just taking a few nice deep breaths there. And feeling that you can relax down into the earth. It's holding you safely as you're making space and letting go. So just another 2 breaths at each place, the neck and shoulders, and then the thighs and the hips. When you're ready, coming up to sit with your legs crossed. Being aware again of the space that we've made. The shoulders are nice and relaxed, hips are nice and relaxed. Then you can start to float the arms up, soft shoulders, nice and soft. That's one shoulder and the other shoulder. Then stretching, gradually straightening, but keeping the space between the neck and the shoulders, softening down. Then you can start to straighten the arms and lift and stretch the spine. But heaviness in the hips. And then breathing out and coming down. And then changing the cross of the legs. Again, releasing down the shoulders and the neck again. Starting to soften as you stretch up. Quite softly. Keeping that space. Then stretching the arms to the straight. Getting hold of the spine. Extending up. And the hips heavily down in the space there. And release. Letting go. We're going to do the sideways stretch. So we're going to place the left hand on the knee, the right hand just on the mat by the side there. Then keeping this space that we're going to go over and bringing the elbow down. It's quite a long way. If you'd rather have another block there, you can, because then you get this space here in the thigh and the hip quite a lot. Keeping the shoulder space, just letting go there. Just you can bring this hand a bit further up the thigh. It's not really doing very much, and trying to keep the head and the neck in a sort of curve with the rest of the body. Another nice deep breath. And releasing. And then breathing and coming up. And starting to go to the other side. Keeping this space. The hips and the shoulders. Then bringing the elbow down. Quite a stretch here you might find. So don't worry if that knee comes up a bit or anything. Releasing over to the side, and think about the space between the neck and the shoulders as well. Breathing in and coming up. One more stretch up, breathing in. On the exhalation, down, 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 down. Bring the backs of the hands on the thighs, release the shoulders, relax the hips. Keep the breastbone up. Now we're going to do dog with the head down and into dog with the head up next. So let's go on to all fours. Under the shoulders, knees under the hips as usual. And really spread the fingers, the middle finger in the middle. Bring the knees back a little bit more, and tuck the toes under, breathing in, breathing out, suck the tummy in, lift, lift, lift high. Try and take the weight off the arms, any higher with the hips. How much space are you creating? And then bring the heels back. Moving the shoulders back now, space between shoulders and ears. Breathe in, breathing out. Can you increase that space? And how does the neck feel? Breathing in, and again exhaling soothingly. Next time we're going to go into that double head up. Breathing in, breathing out, coming forward, forward, forward. And chest forward, heels back, shoulders back, and space particularly in the shoulders and neck. Breathe in as you come up, and breathe out as you go down. Stop the head down. Breathe in, start to come forward, breathe out, as you stretch forward, so particularly concentrating on the shoulders and the neck. Breathe in and coming up, with the hips down into it, with the head down. Can you slide the shoulders down your back? You might find your heels have gone down a little bit more. Breathe in, breathing out, coming forward to talk with the head up. Rounding the heels back. Space in the front of the hips. Breathe in, breathing out, dog with the head down once more. Trying to get the shoulder space particularly. And you go into child now, don't scare the knees apart, back to the hands down, head down, release. I want to be a little bit more on your forehead. And try to get a softness in the back of the neck here. If you need to come a little bit more forward, that's fine. But I find it's quite nice to have a little stretch at the back there. Now bring the shoulders, walk them back, let the arms go. If the hips aren't down, you'll need a block under here. Nice exhalation out. Bring the shoulders down a bit more maybe and release. And then we're going to come up. And you need a bit of wall space. You can go do it freestanding, but it's very nice against the wall to do a few standing postures. So coming up, just having your back against the wall to do Tadasana. So with your heels just a little way away from the wall, not much. Now standing in a good Tadasana. And I haven't got a wall here as you can see, but it's quite nice to get your shoulder blades to the wall. And let the wall teach you how to stand in Tadasana nicely. Obviously you want strong legs, the tail down, a heavy tail, other feet evenly together, the legs together. If you've got your shoulders against the wall, so I've got to just imagine where the wall is. And then you can bring the arms out and bring the backs of your hands against the wall, and that's really lovely. And those shoulders, space between the shoulders and the ears, again, you're making very nicely. Are the arms even, or is one up and one down more? Then can you start to lift them up and bring the backs of the hands, backs of your hands against the wall without bringing the shoulders right up. Have the thumbs together, open out the fingers, have the hands back, and if you haven't got a wall you'll just have to imagine, and just turn and look to the right, and you should be able to see, you might be able to see a little bit of your arm, but not too much. You can bring the palms together now, interlock cross over the thumbs and stretch the fingers up. And then turn the other way. You need to keep the arms back. If you've got a wall, you've got the wall to try and get your thumbs against. And again, over to the right side. Really lift the arms and over to the left side. And arms down and release. Now feet away from the wall, a little bit apart. We're going to do a Uttanasana, forward bend, and even when we're I mean, this is a closing posture, isn't it, where we go down with our legs and sort of close up as we go down. But think about what is opening while you're closing, so because obviously there's a opening at the back of the thighs because you've got your flesh up the wall, haven't you? And then the vertebrae can open as you release down. The back of the neck, it's really lovely. Feel that soft back of the neck because you've really let the crown of the head be facing the mat. You've kept that space, even though you're relaxing the arms down, you've kept the space. It's all rather lovely. So if you breathe in, on the exhalation, lift the tummy in and up. You might be able to fold over a little bit more, but with the soothing exhalation. Breathing in, breathing out, letting go. To come up, bring your hands to the wall, and as you lengthen the spine and come up, move your hands up to just under your each side of your bottom, and then push against the wall, fingertips, and breathe in and come up and release. So we're going to do Trikonasana against the wall, and we get a bit warm now, so take something off. So wide legs now against the wall. Ready to do that. So as close to the wall as you can. Obviously allow for your bottom. And feet facing forwards. So first of all, get that nice posture there. Arms down, lift the breastbone, space here. Arms out, nice and evenly, and back. So you might have a little finger against the wall. And then turning the left toes in a little bit, right toes completely out. And then now keep this space between shoulders and ears, the space across the shoulders and the chest. As you stretch the right arm up, breathing in. As you breathe out, extend, extend, extend as far as you can first. Keep the arm back, bring it down where it goes, and then the shoulders flat against the wall and other arm up. Keeping a good extension on both sides of the torso. So there's a space, sides of the pelvis as well. And how does your head feel? Do you think that's in the right place? Breathing in on an exhalation. You might go a little further and letting go. Just checking. Arms up front, everything is. And then breathe in and come up. Feet to the front. And just center yourself again, expand out. And something's moved. You might want to check that the heels are evenly in place. Everything. And then palms down, turn the right toes in. Left toe completely out. Again, making space here, up here. Breathe in, lengthen the left side. Lovely space being made. Breathing out both hips over to the right. Extending as far as you can, and then just bringing your hand down. Now the backs of your shoulders against the wall. Both sides of the torso working, floating this arm up and back. Of course the head has has to go back. Okay. Hold it there. And think about the space that you're making. In and a good exhalation. In, good exhalation. And coming up and going into Tadasana, and heel of the hand under the breastbone in Namaste. Shoulders down, just come a little bit away from the wall. Namaste there. So we're going to now do half moon. It's nice away being with the wall behind if you've got a wall there, because you can float. So we're floating in space doing this. If you haven't got a wall, then you might need the blocks. So that you can have the blocks down, put your hand on the blocks. Okay, so into Trikonasana, going to the right. Okay. And then from there, doing this hop, hop, hop. And so this arm, this right arm, just hangs down straight from the shoulder, so we're not going out here or back to the leg. This leg is straight, shoulders against the wall. This arm straight up, and this is the beam of the moon, and the back of the head to the wall, and trying to get the head into an even position as if you were in Tadasana, your body. Let's see how we go there. Now, if you can let go and go down, this leg actually can come up because you've still got the line there. I hope I have. If it's not, then you just, if it's a bit lower, then it's just the arm floating there and the arm up. Breaths. Up, up, up. Into Trikonasana again. And up. Changing sides. So, move over. I think I'm right here. So, to the left now. Trikonasana. And then coming forward, I do need to go back. Let's try again, so going over, little hop, 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 and arm down, just let it hang, legs straight back, the arm up, the head centered, and there's that floaty feeling. The leg, if you go further down, the leg might come up a little bit or not. Or if you've got a block here, if you haven't got the wall. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathe in, out. Back to the again. And okay, so just getting our legs up on the wall. If you've got a chair or anything else, I'll just do it on the mat. So, getting your bottom against the wall, legs up the wall, arms out, so the shoulder blades flat on the mat, space between the neck and the shoulders, arms out, but not back at all. It could be a little bit not even with the shoulder, go down a little bit. Just to keep the shoulders down. And then that heaviness in around the pelvis. The head centered. cushion if you need it. And just feel that there's space here around the shoulders and the neck. The head is centred. Just move it a little way each side, just a little way, don't lift the chin, just a little way side to side. And back. Very relaxed, heavy in the hips. A couple of relaxing breaths. As you exhale, soothing into those spaces. Imagine you're in that spaceship floating around. It must be quite wonderful. Well, I think we have to come back to the earth again, bending your knees, rolling onto the right side, coming up. To go into Dandasana, have a belt. Right, moving the flesh of the bottom back. Stretching the heels away. Now pretend you've got a wall here and sitting up. And then bring the belt around the corners of the feet. The elbows a little bit bent so you lift the chest. Really pulling on that belt, but trying not to have tension. So you could, once you've got the length, you could hold round like this, and that's a bit more relaxing, I think, but make sure you're even. Now, you really lift the spine and drop the shoulders, lift the crown of the head, lift the chin parallel to the ground, and the collarbones lifting. That's quite a bit of work to get straight, isn't it? The backs of the legs are really working hard, aren't they? Breathing in, breathing out. Now, can you shorten the belt, shorten the belt, shorten the belt, but look straight forward, so we're coming into a forward bend, but we're looking straight ahead, or even up a little. So, just trying to keep some straightness in the spine. You can make the belt as short as you can, or if you can hold the sides of the feet or on the ankles or somewhere, that's fine. And then just letting the top body go completely. Legs working though. Breathing in and breathing out. Lift the elbows a little bit, shoulders down, and drop down a little bit more maybe. Resisting with the legs. Breathing, come up, and then let's just have wide legs. Yeah. And stretch out, just read the noises. And then half the belt, behind your back, and stretching out there, shoulders down, arms stretching out. It's just building on your sitting bones here. That nice openness. Just breathing in, lift the spine, lift the collarbone, shoulders down. Breathing out, keep the space. Keep the space, breathing in, filling the space, and soothing out breath. from there. We're not going too far. Edging forward, forward, forward. If you're still quite happy there that the spine is lifted, come onto your elbows. Oh, it is there. Still the space down here. Come on and breathe in and come up. Drop the head now. So you're releasing the back of the neck. Drop the chin as you come up. Just do a little twist. So lying down on your mat. Away. Quite wide legs. Wide arms but not lifted. Back to the hands. Mat, and just let both legs go over. Now move the shoulders down, both of them. Make space here with the hips, space in the shoulders. One more soothing out breath. Breathe in, come up. Breathe in and go over the other way. Move the shoulders down, both of them. Relaxed. Get feeling the space in the top hip, shoulders, neck. And breathe in and come up. And get ready for your relaxation. It's quite nice if you can have something, blanket or cushion or something under your knees when you're lying down. That's quite nice and relaxing. Something under your head if you need it. A small roll under your neck to support it, as long as your head's not going to go back. See what you can find. And make sure you're warm. Now. Closing your eyes, once you're down there. Lying down. And today we're going to do the body scan. And this will bring stillness into your mind and body. Just moving through the following places in your body with steady focus, saying each phrase inwardly. My whole body is still and occupying my whole body. My hands are still, there is nothing to do. My feet are still, there is nowhere to go. My jaw is relaxing, There is nothing to tense against. My face is softening. There is nothing to express. My throat is soft. There is nothing to say. My spine is moving with my breath. I am fluid. My brain is still. There is no reaction needed. My breath is softening. I feel peace. My whole body is still. I can let go. Feel that you can softly come up, coming to sit again with your legs crossed. Lifting the spine. Remember that yoga and life is not about avoiding difficulty. We can create it when we try to avoid it. So staying serene. And I think most of you know the serenity prayer, but there was a good one this morning that came up on the phone. Grant me the serenity to forget the people I never liked anyway, the good fortune to have the ones that I do, and the eyesight to tell the difference. And that's more for your grandma, really. Namaste. Have a good week.